Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to a new video. So in this video, I'm going to be talking through how I organize my Apple iPhone for success. I get asked this quite a lot, so I've got the iPhone 17 Pro Max, but it really doesn't matter what you have. Pretty much every iPhone I have, I organize it the same way. And this is how I ensure things aren't cluttered. To give you some context, I'm a social entrepreneur based in London, and so most of my week looks like responding to a lot of people, emails, just a lot of responding to people, but then also some creativity here and there. And so for me, I really value having clarity and a clean minimalist design, and the iPhone is perfect for that, right? It's really good for setting things up well. And the first thing you'll notice if you look at my iPhone is it's very clean. On the homepage, I customize it, right? So I have my calendar, which is easy for me to see sort of what's next. Calendar is like the most important thing to me. And following my calendar, I have over here my Whoop metrics, which just tells me like how many calories I burnt that day, what my resting heart rate is, that sort of stuff. When I open up my phone, what you'll notice very quickly, from my perspective, I just like a clean, very empty sort of screen. I don't like apps sitting everywhere. I hate those little notifications where there's like 1 here, 5 here. I don't do that. So I go to typically Unsplash, and I will find a really beautiful sort of image, and that will be my home screen. And that's what I have here, like something really clean, very minimalist, very clear. I then organize all the apps I frequently use into 4 folders: Connect, Work, Health, and then Finances. And what I basically do is, once I've made those folders, I then make those folders my dock. So essentially, that's my iPhone. It's literally just all my folders organized in the dock. So when I first open, the easiest thing to swipe is always what's on the left, right? So for me, that's gonna be Connect. And Connect means anytime I need to send something to somebody, talk to somebody, have a conversation with somebody, post things on my Instagram. I normally post stuff on my Instagram and my Snapchat. It's the same thing. And I'll have LinkedIn for like messages. You get the gist. So the first thing I always do is just go on that Connect sort of one. Then Work, very easy. Anything to do with work, responding to people in my work life is right there for me to easily access. Health, like I said before, and then Finances. And very quickly, what it does is just, it makes me feel a sense of control. When I open my phone, I get a really nice display, and then I've got all my apps there. Now, in terms of widgets, I like widgets, but I don't like things randomly everywhere. Once you swipe to the right, you'll start seeing my widgets, right? So I've got, for instance, my Whoop app, which gives me, again, some statistics. As you can see, I did not sleep well last night, but that's another conversation. I've got this, which is a macro factor, which I use for measuring what I'm eating. So you can actually take a picture of your food, and it will give you a sort of estimate of the calories and stuff like that. If I go back down, you'll see my calendar. Again, seeing what's coming up next. I can add things relatively quickly. My motion, which gives me a sense of tasks. World clock, which is just all the 4 different countries that we do work in, so I can see off at a glance. I've got the Slack stuff for catching up with Slack messages. Flightly, which is out of date right now. I haven't uploaded my new flights, but that tells me my next flight, which is literally tomorrow. And then my workouts with Runner. So everything is just there for me to swipe. So if I need to go on apps, it's right at the bottom. If I swipe to the left, all my sort of widgets are there. If I swipe to the right, you can then see my app library, where everything's at. What I really use this for, if I'm honest, when I swipe down, that's where I type what I need to do next. So like if I want to call somebody, I will swipe down, type in, hit the name, and then I'll call the person, right? Rather than having apps like lying around everywhere. I don't like clutter. So I've seen a few people copy this, like once I've showed them, because they like it because you can see a beautiful display screen. Everything is organized in clear folders, and it's at the bottom. And my work pretty much daily is how can I clear all these different sort of notifications. If I can clear my notifications for the day, I'm good. So on a good day, what will end up happening is all the bottom row, it will all be just 0. And that would just give me a sense of calm. And so that's how I organize my phone. It allows for, like I said, decluttering. Someone like me that gets very overstimulated, having a phone that's just full of like 10, 25, and it's all over the place, I can't stand it. So this is it. It's simple. It works for me. One of the key things about this, I think, is that this iPhone has such a beautiful display. If I turn the brightness up, I don't know if that will reflect well, but it has a really nice display. And so why people don't use that display to put something really beautiful up they can look at is what I don't get. And then with the 14 Pro Max, because of the colors, it really works well with this display. There's a good synergy between everything. And that's, for me, how I do it. Let me know if this is helpful. Let me know if you organize it a different way, and I will see you in the next video.